I guess everybody who are interested in Linux know about Omacom, the distribution by DHH. So it's based on Arch Linux and uses Hyprland. The latest news is that they have created a foundation. So they just announced that Omacom Foundation launches with $8 million. And all those 8 millions come from 8 different people who are spending $1 million each to this foundation. And we have them listed here. It's the CEO of Shopify, Stripe, Dell, Block I didn't know about before. So yeah, no idea. Seems to be some payment application. Then the CEO of Cloudflare, Sesame I also didn't know about. It's something with AI agents. But he also created Oculus before that. And then CEO of 37th Signal, so that's DHH company, his co-founder, and DHH, so 8 people. And they write, this is a ridiculous sum of money, so I intend to make sure it lasts a long time and that we make the most of it. But just as important as the incredible cushion is the vote of confidence delivered by these pledges. Quite cool that he got on these people to sign up for this, like Jack Dorsey and Michael Dell. And they say, we are going to make the prophecy of the year of the Linux on the desktop come true. All the pieces are now in place. Time to go all in. Yeah, great news. And the foundation, they just announced what they're going to spend some of the money on. And it will be to sponsor one of the Hyprland developers. So it's a 𝗓𝗡𝗓. It's a developer behind Hyprland who will get funded. So they say that Omacom, the 3 core technologies are Arch Linux, Hyprland, and QuickShell. And that they're thrilled now to announce an exclusive sponsorship that lets him focus fully on developing it further without any need to think about commercial development or fundraising. And this exclusive sponsorship deal is set for 3 years with an option for another 2. And this about being exclusive, so it means that they apparently Hyprland, they have some paid subscription called 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹 program. So that will be released for free and the funding will come instead from this foundation. But it is still possible to donate to Hyprland to support 𝗓𝗓𝗓 and the team. And we could also read about it on the Hyprland subreddit. And here they also ask about what this means with being exclusive. So does exclusive mean 𝗓𝗓𝗓 will focus on what Omacom wants? Like, I don't get why exclusive if not so. And 𝗓𝗓𝗓 himself answers, without going into the details of the agreement, no, I retain full authority over Hyprland and DHH can't tell me what to do with it. 𝗓𝗓𝗓 also later wrote here, quick note about the Omacom sponsorship. He writes, the deal doesn't give DHH, Omacom any authority over what I do with Hyprland or the money. Only real thing that the deal does say about how I have to do development is that my code for Hyprland and related is to stay under an OSI approved license. And then it also says the deal run for 3 years and Omacom can't cancel it in the middle because they don't like what I do with Hyprland. The deal is paid annually upfront, just like all past sponsorships. And then when it comes to prioritizing Omacom issues first, Omacom issues I get tagged in are almost always regular Hyprland issues and not isolated to Omacom. You benefit from this too. And second, I've always put a bit more weight to issues submitted by distro maintainers, Arch Linux for example, because they are usually broadly affecting something. So yeah, nothing new here either. You might dislike DHH, his politics and whatnot, but the reality here is that none of this matters. This is pure funding with very little strings attached. Even if you hate DHH, you don't have to interact with him, and you can simply benefit from Hyprland's continued development. Too long didn't read. Nothing about development will change other than me being able to continue it without problems for at least 3 more years. Yeah, sounds good from his point of view. I don't know if you think that the Linux ecosystem is a bunch of goblins, but it's at least what DHH thinks, and you can hear him talk about it here. But he writes here, Omacom is not just a distribution, but it's also a counterweight to all the nonsense that has plagued Linux for far too long. It's a refuge from the clowns and the circus that has been Linux politics since the old institutions got infiltrated. Quack that. So here we can hear him a little bit talking about it.
Part of the reason why we're doing an institution that is not just like a one-off thing here. I'm sorry to say, but Linux is infiltrated with goddamn maniacs and just clowns who want to control what you think and who you can associate with and whose opinions are allowed to use what software. It's goddamn insufferable. And Nix is perhaps worst of all. Now, there's amazing technology, right? They figured some shit out here, but the goddamn cancer cancer that is around both Nix and so many of the other institutions in the Linux world is one of the reasons we're like, we need a counterweight. We need a place over here that's not just a full of goblins. We're crazy. We need just some people who are like, do you know what? We make fun computers. Do you like computers? Then come have fun with us. I don't give a flying what you think about us.
You can see how fun he's having. He sounds so enthusiastic.
Topics
for the fridge.
Or I don't know, whatever you support, you're welcome. You're welcome. You can come over here if you just want to have fun with them and find a competent group of people who are responsible for distribution. We're here for you, and you are invited. We got to get away from this nonsense that like all this shit teams based, and it's teams based along these fault lines of culture war bullshit.
Microsoft Teams every time.
I'm not doing goddamn land acknowledgements here before I talk. We're not doing code of conduct. Persecution. We're just running a Linux distribution for people who want to have fun with computers and share that hobby with others. And that's a really broad tent. I think there's a ton of people who would look to run Linux if they felt like there was a home for them that wasn't full with crazy clowns.
My wife would like Linux, and she doesn't even know that there's people arguing about this on the internet. So
Oh, bless her soul. Please keep her in blissful ignorance on that point.
Yeah, I'm not
I
keeping
actually
her
think
up
this
to
is
date
a
on
serious
this
problem.
package.
It is a serious problem, not just for normies, so to speak, but also for developers.
Yeah, quite funny video. He always has so much energy when he speaks. But I agree with a lot of what he says. I think in many open source projects that there has been a bit too much focus maybe on code of conducts and stuff like that. And it's nice to see this as a bit of a contrast, focusing more on having fun and the technology and not caring so much about politics. Although I'm not using Omacom myself, I've used Fedora for like 10 years and I'm quite happy with it. But it's nice to see what the DHH is doing, and he has attracted a lot of new people to Linux, and yeah, I think that's really great. And what they wrote about making this into the year of the Linux desktop, I think with people like this joining and promoting Linux, I think it is really helpful. For instance, we had 𝗘𝗵𝗡 making a video that got a lot of views about how he was switching to Linux. And yeah, we also have like Steam making their Steam machines and SteamOS and Proton and all that. Yeah, and then we have DHH, a Ruby developer. So there are a lot of different spheres that all are joining and switching to Linux. So I think it's all great, all of that. And it's really nice to see that they've created a foundation now and that they have some money and that they will be able to survive for some years to come. So it will be very interesting to see what next moves they will do this with Hyprland. I think it's great, and it's very cool that like they're actively sponsoring open source software. So I think that's something we would like to see more of. Please share in the comments what do you think about this, and we will see each other another time. Bye bye.